Hi, I'm Jeff Sickinga, Executive Director of the Ashbrook Center. Today, we here at Ashbrook celebrate the birthday of a great American who was small in stature but had a huge impact on the American story. At 5'4" and not much over 100 pounds, James Madison was the smallest of America's founders, but he was a constitutional giant. A remarkable man from a young age, Madison was the youngest elected representative to the Continental Congress in 1780, and only 7 years later was the driving force behind the new United States Constitution and later the Bill of Rights, rightfully becoming known as the father of the Constitution. These days, however, Madison's legacy is under attack. Critics routinely denounce the Constitution as anti-democratic and say that it is in desperate need of radical changes on issues like the Electoral College. None of these radical sentiments would surprise Madison. In fact, he heard them during his own day. Even while defending the Constitution, Madison knew it wasn't perfect. That's one reason he offered to write what are now the first 10 amendments, the Bill of Rights. It's also the reason why we can amend the Constitution, and in the spirit of 1776, we have done so. Madison's Constitution has been improved, and it still can be. But instead of replacing or radically altering our Constitution with new principles, we must always seek to bring it more and more in line with our founding principles. We must never forget that it's hard to secure a Constitution that promotes stable government, protects individual freedom, and ensures the rule of law. Many other countries have tried, and unfortunately, many have failed. But ours must succeed. The key to the Constitution's success as the world's oldest continuously functioning written Constitution is not just its words, but the power that those words have in the hearts and minds of the American people. We the people, for our republic to succeed, must be a constitutional people. But how? At Ashbrook, we believe that the key is reaching the next generation of Americans. We need to return our classrooms to the study of the Constitution and our other great founding documents. We need to put aside textbooks. We need to enter into the great debates over the Constitution and our founding principles that have shaped the defining moments in American history, like the Civil War and the Civil Rights Movement. These are not boring, abstract issues. They are about who we are as Americans. They are part and parcel of our story about what it means to be an American. You know, every year, crowds of Americans visit national monuments to George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Abraham Lincoln, and Martin Luther King Jr. And rightfully so, they are great Americans. But there's no such monument to James Madison. In many ways, though, there is a monument. The Constitution itself, our glorious liberty document. As long as the Constitution and its principles live in the hearts and minds of the American people, James Madison lives. But will it live? As Madison knew, the answer to that question is up to us. That's why we here at Ashbrook invite you to join us in carrying out our mission of educating students, teachers, and citizens in the history and founding principles of our country. It's a way to honor James Madison and ensure that America's legacy of freedom always endures.